welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in the first place. Today we have Hawk Sex Listener. This one is going to be shorter, as well as the rest of this week, because I'm taking kind of a break for winter break just so I can relax and have everything pre-recorded. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, are you going to just keep falling around the fan, or? You asked, an eyebrow quirked in amusement as you stared at your boyfriend, flying aimlessly around your ceiling. He let out a groan at your quip. Chickadee, I'm losing my mind over here. We're in lockdown, the association has heavily limited patrols, and even when I do go on patrols, there's nothing going on. The streets are empty, it's just boring meetings, paperwork, and uneventful patrols. There's nothing to do. He whined pathetically, gliding his way over to you. Before you could even blink, Takami had you in his arms and continued his following of the circulating panels with a heavy sigh. And before you say it, yes, I know this is technically a good thing. Everyone's doing their part to stay safe, and I mean, even the crime rate has gone down because no one's risking the virus, and lowering crime rates is all I've ever wanted. But he adjusted so that way he could wave a free hand around. Look at what I'm doing. I'm flying around a fan because that's the most entertaining thing to do. I'm tired of being cooped up. You laughed at his drama, then laughed more when he pouted at you. Love Dove, I know this is hard for you, but we gotta stick it out, and it hasn't been that bad. Hey, don't give me that look. It hasn't been. In fact, I found something you might like. You wiggled your eyes as Takami gave you a suspicious stare. Nonetheless, your feathered boyfriend let you down and went off, coming back huffing and puffing with a box in your hands. He continued to look at you strangely as you carried it all the way into the living room and set it down on the ground. What's in the box? Takami, I hope you're ready for this, because this is about to be the most magical night of your life. You gestured for him to sit down, as he humored you, plopping himself onto the couch and waiting for you to continue. Dramatically, you flipped the edges of the box open, grinning as Takami gave you a joking gasp of awe and picked up a handful of movies. Disney movies, to be specific. You began to sing your favorite Disney song as you placed the movies on his lap, and he chuckled as he looked at them. Binging Disney movies, huh? He raised an eyebrow as he picked them up. He had a face of mild disinterest, but you could see the little sparkle in his eyes. You sat next to him with a nod. Yep, I've got all the classics leading up to most of the new ones. Pretty sure I haven't gotten one since Frozen, though. You tapped your chin in thought before shaking your head and wrapping your arms around him. Go on, pick one. He turned his gaze back on the movies before he looked down at you. I have to ask, why these? There are like a million shows we could be binging on Netflix, he told you. You rolled your eyes. Believe it or not, this is as much for me as it is for you. These movies were my childhood, and they taught me lessons and helped me adjust as I grew older, and so many of them are even enjoyable now. And I know you weren't really allowed to have much of a childhood yourself, and that still pisses me off what they did to you. You scrunched up your nose before you sighed, shaking your head. Now wasn't the time for those emotions, so I wanted to try and include you into my own childhood to make up for it. Takami stared at you the entire time as you spoke, his eyes softening with every word as his lips curved upwards. He slipped an arm around your waist and kissed your forehead. You're entirely too sweet on me. You know I have to make fun of it because to balance off your sweetness, right? You slapped his chest in response. Don't you dare. I'm gonna sleep without socks on if you do that. You smirked as he cringed at the threat. No, anything but your ice-cold feet on my legs at night. Fine. Which one are we watching then? You can choose. He sifted through the movies again before he settled on the Atlantis cover and shrugged. This looks cool. You took it in your hands with a grin as you loaded it into the DVD player before snuggling back up with him again. He played with your hair lightly as the beginning credits play. Thank you for doing this, though. I mean it. You couldn't help but smile and kiss his cheek. Don't mention it, Love Dove. Now watch, he said teasingly, turning his head to the TV, and the two of you began your adventure of binging childhood movies. And it was possibly the most emotional you'd seen him. He laughed, cried, and swooned at all the right moments. By the time you had properly watched them all, there was a handful of tissues on his side of the couch, and he was staring into space. You grinned as you poked his cheek. So, how was that? That was an experience to me. He turned to you. You did this to me. So many feelings because of you. How dare you? You laugh, bringing him into your arms as you whine. I'm so happy I could impart the Disney experience onto you, love dove. So, did you have a favorite? He looked at you wide-eyed. I'm supposed to have a favorite? How? They're all so good. I mean, Aladdin was hilarious with great characters, all the classic movies and their unique animation. He continued to ramble as you listened with a wide smile on your face. You wouldn't miss this sight for the world, to see his wild expression as he ranted and raved, the excited glimmer in his eyes, and the more he talked. It was perfect. He had never acted so childish in his life, and you couldn't be happier to see it. Alright, so that's the end of this one. I know it's shorter, sorry about that, but this is a birthday request for Yellow Sunshine. Also, to people who might be going in the comments like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go do a birthday request, I'm not doing those, so sorry. This one was made like a couple months in advance when I was taking them. Again, really sorry about that, but that's kind of what's going on. Either way, music link, fanfic link, Discord link, Amazon wishlist link, thumbnail art link will all be in the description. If you were in the live chat, make sure you're respectful to the moderators. Say thank you. Say it. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, and goodbye!